Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to today's show. And this time I've got a treat. This is something new. This is my very first podcast, and it's with my buddy Mark Sandlin at his store/lounge, Vinyl Junkies. And if you can't guess by the name, it's a record store. Mark has a lot of good stories to tell. And even though it was both our first attempt at a podcast, we tried to overcome technical difficulties, some gaps in conversation, things like that. But still, I think we've got a pretty good show for you. And we hope to come up with more, and probably we'll hold it in the lounge. It's just a really great place to do that. So without further ado, welcome to the Late Bloomers' very first podcast, Vinyl Junkies. Take care. God bless. Thanks for having me here.
We'll see what happens. This is the first time. When I said something to Donna about it, she said, sounds like fun. I said, we're about to find out.
Kathy, she was holding her breath. She's like, so you're going to do this? I said, yeah, we're going to do something. I don't know what it's going to be. But yeah. So, all right, guys, I'm here with Mark Sandlin. He's a buddy of mine. I've known him forever. I've known him since I was a teenager, and he was a teenager. Met at Food World grocery store. Were you a senior at the time when I met you? Because I just started.
Shoot, Tommy was probably 80.
It was 80.
He was 80 easy. Yeah. Yeah, I was probably a freshman.
Freshman.
79, 80. Yeah, that'd be about right. Maybe 10th grade.
Were you really? I thought you were around 11 or 12th grade.
No, I went to Food World when I was in 10th, 9th grade. I turned 16 and went to Food World. So that's freshman, I guess.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I turned 16, went straight to Food World.
Yeah, you're the first person I remember meeting it. You and Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall Young. Good times. That dang Marshall one time was getting buggies out of the parking lot. And he comes out there and he says, I got to run to Huntsville and pick up a Coke display at a store up there. You want to go? And I'm like, sure, I'll go with you. Well, heck, I just got in the car and went with him. And I don't know, we was gone a couple of 3 hours and come back, and Ron's like, where have you been? I said, well, I went with Marshall to pick up that Coca-Cola rack. He said, we were about to call your parents. He said, we were looking everywhere for you. He said, we didn't know what happened. So we didn't know what to do. So anyway, that was my first good time with Marshall Young.
So that was an impromptu field trip.
Yeah.
Well, I remember your little impromptu snack break with me. Do you remember that?
Which one?
We were in the back. It was chicken and a biscuit. You had that and some dip, and you were munching away in the back. And there I was thinking, that's one of the perks of working here, I guess. And Ron comes back there, smiling on that face, and I soon realized that I was in the wrong, but he knew who the culprit was, I think.
Them was good guys.
Except for wisdom, but...
Oh, yeah. You just had to know how to handle him.
I still remember John Briggs. He was talking about, or was it you? Somebody was talking about how he was going to anatomically correct his butt with a mop handle. It may have been John.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah, them was good times.
And I remember the parking lot. I still, when I go to Harbor Freight, I still look at where I parked back then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I could take us where we're all parked, right there in the little side place right there beside the car lot.
Yeah.
That's where we're all parked.
And I remember you had that gray Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it's a Pontiac. That dang Pontiac Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
Why was I thinking
that's a great car. Terry Bacon had that Mustang.
Yeah.
And Ron drove that dang Corvette, that tan one.
I didn't know he had a Corvette.
Yes, he had a tan Corvette. Everybody had good cars because everybody was making good money.
Yeah, I had my Cutlass Salon.
Yep.
77. I miss that car.
Yep.
It was always a problem, but...
Well, we were 16 years old making $6 an hour?
No. I mean, I wasn't making $5 an hour until I was a cashier.
Yeah.
And you must have known the right people or something.
Well, that's probably the contract I was under, I guess.
Were you in the union?
Yeah.
See, I never joined the union.
Yeah.
Did that have the perk?
Well, it was like, I was under that 76 through 80 contract, and I got in just at the last minute before everything kind of got less and less. I kind of slipped in on the wire. I was making some good money, just bagging. And then went to checking groceries. And
you were $6 an hour bagging out of the gate?
Well, no, I think I was doing that. I really can't remember. It's been so long. But I mean, we was making like $4 bagging.
Yeah.
Just starting out. That was crazy.
I think I was like topped out at $5.75. That was checking.
Yeah, that's okay. Because I checked for a little while. Then I worked in the bakery.
Did you? Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
And then,
back when Teresa was back there?
I don't think she was. She wasn't back there. And then I worked in the produce department. That's where I was making some good money back there. That's when I hit about $11, $12 an hour at the produce department.
What were you thinking leaving there?
Well, TVA. I got a job at TVA making like $13 an hour.
All right. So that's a good segue. So how did you get on it? How did you get on at TVA?
Oh, we was at a 4th of July picnic, and me and David Thompson, Daddy-O,
yeah,
was just a few weeks away from a physical in Nashville. We was about to join the Navy. And I mentioned something to my uncle about it at this 4th of July picnic, because he was a Navy guy. And I says, Food World's not the same company. I said, I can't find anything else. I put in for TVA. Want to go to Browns Ferry? He says, you want to go to work at Browns Ferry? And I said, sure. He said, I'll see what I can do. Heck, 2 months later, I was at Browns Ferry. So that was a career change just because of a dang picnic.
So was that connected to your TVA job? Or is that totally separate?
No. I mean, no, what now?
I mean, I knew that you were at TVA. You were like at the gate or something for a while, weren't you?
Yeah, I worked with security. Walked in public safety.
But that wasn't connected to Browns Ferry at any time?
Oh, yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, TVA, Browns Ferry, same thing.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him in July, I says, I'm having to get out of here, and I'm going to join the Navy. I was going to go to radar school, and David ended up kicking airplanes off the flight deck out on the Pacific Ocean out there somewhere, and then playing golf for the Navy.
Thompson,
Daddy-O. Yeah. And then when I told him I was going to do the TVA gig, kind of got mad at me because we were going on a buddy plan. And I remember my dad says, you can always join the Navy, but you can't always go to work for TVA. So September of 85, I was headed to Cleveland State Community College, going to a police academy. Went up there for 12 weeks. Just a dang kid.
Because 86, that's when I left. And that was when I hit the career with Radio Shack. Worst move I ever made.
It was over there by Woolco. Or did you go to the mall? You went to the mall.
Went to the mall.
That's right.
Yeah, I trained over there, went through 2 managers there. I wasn't there a year, and they said, okay, we're going to put you in a store in Huntsville. It's like, all right.
Trial by fire.
It was. I mean, that was I moved out living in a fraternity house, but that didn't count. I mean, that's, you're still on your mama's teat when you do that. And then, so now you got, okay, you're really making the move here, getting the moving van and the whole 9 yards. And off I went. And then that store closed in 6 months.
Sound like a setup.
It was. I mean, the reason was, I was the only person in that store. There was one other girl, and she had already turned in her notice. And so when I got there, she worked for a couple of weeks, and the district manager was dragging his feet about getting me a replacement. So in the meantime, I got stuff going out the door left and right, and I'm talking about on its own. And the district manager wasn't too happy about that. And I wasn't making any computer sales because the Radio Shack computer store was right across the street. This was on Memorial Drive. So I couldn't sell squat. I could give it away when I went to the bathroom. But it it was not a good setup. So anyway, yeah, they closed that store, gave all my inventory to all the surrounding stores, and I went back to the mall in Huntsville. And then that was a great setup. That manager, he was all hands on. He didn't want you doing anything. He was like, you just mind the store. You tend to the customers. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Perfect.
We did inventory nights. You have to get there and count it. No, you mind the store, I'll count. Because he wanted every penny counted so he could make that bonus.
Right.
And so that was perfect setup. Anyway.
Yeah, Radio Shack was great. All my stereo equipment come from Radio Shack or J.C. Penney's because I never could afford the stuff down on the strip, down there at Powell Hi-Fi or Ingram. I never could afford it. I was cutting yards,
Hey, I like those Mach 2s, Mach 3 home speakers. Those things thump.
Oh, yeah. Radio Shack put out some good stuff, man.
Those Minimus 7s, everybody wanted those Minimus 7s.
Yeah.
So you went to TVA. Every time we talked on the phone, you were not a happy camper. you were.
I think it's my nature.
You were like, I was your sounding board, and I was yours too. I think I was with the housing authority.
Yeah. Yeah. Last 15 years at TVA was not good.
Oh, so during that time, you're counting down the years till you retire, not knowing if you'd make it or not. And then, at any point, did this come into your mind? The record store.
Oh, record store?
Yeah.
It was sort of, kind of. I mean, but at the time, everybody was streaming and downloading. Physical media didn't mean nothing to anybody. It was just always, I thought it was a dead subject.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, nobody cares anything about physical media anymore. I mentioned this because there started being a resurgence in it. And then I was doing record shows for a guy down in Birmingham and Nashville. He'd hire me, and I'd do the shows, and had a lot of fun. And I'd done some record shows here in town, me and some buddies. It was very successful. And then right in the middle of dang COVID, with my wife's backing at 100%, she was like, if you want to do it, I got you back. So I bought the property, and 5 years later, I'm still here and staying in the black. Never thought in a million years. But I've always told myself that TVA was not going to define my life. I've always said that.
Yeah.
And I think I've put that behind me, and I'm glad I did. Not that it was a bad experience. I appreciate the opportunity, and it got me where I'm at today. But I just didn't want that to define me. I'd rather this define me because music's my thing. Everybody's got to hang their hat on something.
Yeah.
And then things in life, I guess with me, it's always been music, and everybody that knows me knows that. And there's places in life you're like, I'm where I need to be. I'm right where I need to be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. No doubt in my mind.
Well, I mean, it couldn't have come together any better, considering music's been a part of your life. For when did you first realize music was actually part of your life?
Probably I was about 12 years old.
How so?
Just enjoyed it. Started cutting yards and hanging out with guys. You'd started hanging out with the guys. And in my case, I was hanging out with older guys. But, you discover music and you cut that yard at, Miss Mayhall's or Mr. Mayhall's house, and you get your money and you go buy records with it. That's what I did. And plus, my parents love music. Both of them love music, and I grew up listening to everything. I listened to the Monkees. I listened to the Beatles. From Three Dog Night, my daddy was playing it constantly. So, I really credit them to it. And then some of the guys I hung out with when you come of age, a lot of people was playing football. A lot of my buddies were doing music. I thought, heck, I'm doing this. And heck, I was in bands at 12 and 13, 14 years old. Playing the neighborhood picnics.
So, all right. So bands, how so? Playing Is that when you were playing bass?
Yeah, that's when I was playing bass, yeah.
So how did you decide on the bass?
My daddy played bass. He played bass and guitar. And then he was always banging on the guitar, and bass was always just sitting there, so I picked it up and started banging on it. And then Darryl Triplett, owner of Sound Shop, he and I was great buddies. We had that music kinsmanship in like 6th grade. Darryl had a guitar, and I'd go to Darryl's house, and Mom would take me over there and drop me off at Darryl's house, and we'd bang around on Kiss and Beatles. And the next thing you know, we're playing in bands in high school, junior high. And then Darryl owns Darryl owns a music store now, Sound Shop out on Florence Boulevard. He's 35 plus years in. So Darryl pursued his passion. He works on them. He dial them up. And so, yeah, just at a young age, that's how it started with me. And raised around it. And my son, I raised him the same way, and he's got the same passion. He can be lazy, though, but we all can. He took it to another level 2 or 3 different times.
So what's he doing right now?
Driving for UPS.
Okay.
He realized that he needed a steady check because it's either feast or famine in the music business.
Yeah.
And I think he realized that I need a steady income.
So what's your take on the Shoals now? I mean, you got all that's the thing about what you've got going right here. This is like a hub. Seems like every time I come in here, you got musicians coming in here. And so, I mean...
Yeah, there's a few stops in. Had a guy today from Driving and Crime come in. Dave someone. I can't think of his last name. I'm not up to date on a lot of Driving and Crime, but the major recording act, been around for a long time. But yeah, they're playing tonight, actually, right now. They're kicking down at Singing River Brewery. And he put me on the guest list, but I'm here hanging out with Tommy.
Tommy is very much appreciative of that. But this wasn't like spur of the moment. This was a plan.
We've known about it.
There.
That's what I told him. I said, man, if you let me know about a day or two soon, I could rearrange this.
Hey, now if we ever do this again, I'm retired. I can work around schedules. I don't have the schedule that you've got going on.
Yeah, but Shoals, man, I grew up here. Man, my wife both did, and it's easy here. Is it perfect? No. Does it have issues? Yeah, but it's not bad.
I mean, is it the hub that it used to? I mean, I know the answer to this, but I mean, you're more into it than I've ever dreamed of. So, I mean, being the quote hit recording capital of the world, and I think about I can't remember his name. He was from Liverpool. Came into the Shoals about 10 years ago, and he was playing some avenues. I saw him here and there.
I don't know, Tommy.
But I just remember he when he was doing a set and he was talking about how he had heard about the Shoals and he wanted to make his mark here. Came all the way from Liverpool.
Oh, I don't know. I literally don't know.
See, I mean, do people still do that?
You got bands that come from overseas, I think, that do some recording. There's a band that came in here a couple of years ago called The Wolf. They've done some stuff over at Fame, but Fame's, I think, I don't know none of those guys over there. I don't ever talk to them. I mean, they're still full operational, functioning studio. I mean, they still put out a product. I get some of it in here. There's something here now. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it come out of Fame. And then Jimmy Nutt off the Nutt House, he's still fully running. But as far as, I don't know.
Well, the people that you run into, the bands, the musicians, new and old, I mean, are they all home recording now for the most part?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a couple of projects in here. There's one by a guy named Toby. I just met Toby the other day. He plays with the Ramps. They got a little 45 out that they've done over at Jimmy Nutt's off the Nutt House. And then the Light Watch guys, I think some of it was done at Fame, I think. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just trying to remember the conversation when they bring the records in here. But they're on the records where a lot of that stuff was recorded.
And well, the venues too. Where do people play? Because you were just saying Singing River, and
Yes, a live music. It's a brewery.
how many venues are there in the Shoals now?
Well, there's Flobama, then there's Singing River Brewery. Them would be about the two. Them was the two that's got stages that I know of. Yeah.
Does Flobama, do they still kick?
Yeah, Flobama draws a crowd. They draw a crowd. That's the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night thing down there, and they draw a crowd. Singing River, I think you have to rent that out. I'm not sure how it works. I'm sure you got to rent it out. I'm sure you do. Because I'm disconnected from a lot of it. I do my own little thing down here.
Well, it sounds like every time I come in here, I see these young folks coming in here, and you're like grandpa to them or something. But I mean, it's like this is the place to go. I mean, all right. So, what's your competition around here now?
Probably downloads and streaming, I guess, because there's really not anybody else.
Okay,
There's not. I mean, Walmart's got records.
Yeah.
They got a little CD section. Target's got records and I guess a CD section. I don't know, but I don't think they've got the inventory that I got.
Well, they don't have this lounge either, too.
They don't have the lounge. They don't have the vibe. I guess you got to have a vibe because that's the first thing you're selling when you walk the door. You got to have a vibe,
So what came first, the store or the vibe?
Well, it's a good question. It's a good question.
So, like I would say, I'm going to sell records. And
Well, you got to sell an experience is the first thing. So when you walk in the door, that's the first thing I guess I'm selling is an experience.
right.
When you walk in the door. Because I had a friend come in here yesterday. He hadn't been in here in a while, and he was like, man, who come up with all this? I said, I did. I said, you're selling the experience. And he said, well, you definitely captured it here. It's old school. I didn't want to go the corporate vibe with the fluorescent lights. And, I threatened to put down some shag carpet, and the wife said, no, you're not. And I said, well, I'll put it on the walls. And she said, no, you're not either. So, I just tried to capture what I grew up in when I was a kid, going to music scene and Turning Point and those kind of stores. Like I said, I didn't want to have the corporate vibe. That's what you don't want.
I don't see any black velvet or black lights.
Yeah. I remember Turning Point used to have a little room. It was like a little curtain room you went in. They had all the black light posters in there. Then had the black light, and you'd go in and you pick out what you want. I don't know if there's a market for that anymore.
I mean, I haven't seen black lights and posters like that. No, I bet it'd make a comeback.
You remember they had the pirate ship was a big one.
Yeah.
And then you had the Keep On Trucking guy. He'd stretched out.
Yeah.
Had that big long nose on him. Then you had a few Kiss posters. It was black light posters. Man, them things were very collectible and very pricey if you can find them. If they survived the 70s.
Maybe need just to, I don't know, do the restroom with a little
black light. We do have incense. We burn Nag Champa, and I sell a lot of it too.
Do you really?
I sell a lot of Nag Champa incense. Stack it high and sell it cheap. As part of the vibe, as part of the experience, There's only one kind of incense you burn, and that's Nag Champa at a record store.
I'm making a note of that right there.
Yeah, make a note of that. Future record store owners, Nag Champa only.
Forget Yankee Candles, I guess.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I mean, you go from TVA to being a business owner. I mean, how did you develop a business model?
Well, it wasn't college, I'll tell you that. It wasn't a business school or anything. Just flying by the seat of my dang pants. And asking a few questions of some friends that's got businesses. And then my wife, too, she does a lot of behind the scenes of, admin stuff. And, I mean, nobody handed me a dang playbook. We just figured it out. I mean, I'm over 5 years in, and I guess I'm doing the right thing. Hadn't been audited yet. City ain't come down here, and I pay my taxes and pay my collected taxes and buy my permit, so I guess I'm good.
I had a guy come by today when I was loading all this stuff up, pulled up in his little Porsche hatchback. Older guy. He says, hold on there. Let me give you something. I mean, I'm at my front of my house. Got a little girl beside him too. He said, here you go. He said, you need to be paying attention to this. The city's about in this Muscle Shoals. They're about to spend all your money on a new sportsplex, and you want your property taxes to go up. That's what they're going to do, and they're doing it without you knowing about it. Gave me all these pamphlets and everything. And it's like, yeah, I could see the city doing that.
Oh, yeah. They're good at doing it in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, this ag center they built out here on the highway, at Upper Shoals Creek headed towards Killen. I'm not for it or against it. I would just like to have the opportunity to vote on it.
See, I still don't know. I don't know what that is going on. I thought they were talking like they were going to have like a venue of some kind out there, a coliseum or something going on out there.
I think it's a little bit of that. I think it's a little bit of all that. That and like a trade school for TBA machinists and some of that
all
stuff.
that road construction just for that?
I guess.
You got to deal with it every day, don't you?
Yeah, it's been painless. It's been no big deal. I told somebody last night, they said, they're about to wrap that up out there. And I said, I told my wife, I said, if I can get through this without getting a speeding ticket, I will have accomplished something. And so far I have. I've got through it without getting a speeding ticket. Yeah, it's been painless. It really has. But, like I said, I'm not just speaking for myself. There's a lot of us out there who would like to just, not for it or against it, just would like to have a chance to vote on it. Is it going to generate enough revenue? I don't know. Like I said, a lot of people don't know what the heck's going on.
I don't. I mean, like I said, I thought it was going to be like a big sound stage, amphitheater, like something Nashvilleian kind of thing going on out there. And I thought, what a place to put it.
Yeah. Need to get some jobs in here making something like wire nuts or butt splices. Get Thomas and Betts in here, Make some wire nuts and butt splices and make something. Instead of dang tacos and coffee.
That's all that's left now.
That's all that's left.
And that's not going to last long with the way things are.
And one of these Mexican restaurants is about to go under. One of
Finally?
one of them's going to cry uncle. I mean, how many do we have now?
I mean, I've lost count.
Yeah.
Counting on my fingers and toes, I've lost both fingers and toes.
One of them's about to fold. It's going to have to.
I mean, I remember Rosie's. Everybody remember Rosie's, and then after that, it just La Hacienda took over, and then boom.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of places around here to eat. Like I said, I'd like to just see somebody here making something.
Well, as far as places to eat, they need some variety. Kathy and I, when we went to Huntsville, it's just like you just roll the dice, and you'll land on, where you need to land on 11. And here it's like, I don't like to eat out because half the time I'm not happy.
It's so subpar. It's just subpar.
And we stopped at a restaurant. I don't remember the name of it, but we stopped at a restaurant when we were coming back from her doctor's appointment. And we hadn't eaten out in a long time, so we went for it. And it was $100. It wasn't bad. And I was ecstatic. The food was great. The service was great. The food was perfectly cooked. And it's like, there's no place like that in Florence.
Did you check your ticket to make sure there wasn't a hospitality fee on there?
No, there wasn't.
We ate at Jonathan's in Huntsville about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's out on Madison on the highway there. Strolled in there and got a couple of cheeseburgers, and bill was $40, we'll say. I look at my ticket because I pay cash. I don't do credit card fees. I'm that guy. And I'm looking at my ticket. Plus, I always look at my ticket. And it had a hospitality fee, $1.90-something.
You're kidding.
And I asked my waitress. I said, "What is this right here?" And she says, somebody asked about that the other day. Let me go see my manager. And so she's gone for a long time. Well, here comes this young 21-year-old girl just bouncing. She must have been the manager. She said, April says you got a question. And I said, well, I'm just waiting on the answer. And she said, well, corporate makes us put us on there. It helps pay for overhead. Now, it don't help pay for the servers, and it don't pay for the cooks. It just pays for the overhead operation of it. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I can't believe I'm hearing this from this girl. And I said, well, do me a favor, would you? I said, would you take this off my ticket? And she says, well, I can't do that. And I says, well, I'm not paying a hospitality fee here. And
show me on the menu where I'm paying for hospitality.
That's what I should have said. And she said, well, I'm sorry, it's corporate policy. And I said, well, you tell corporate policy that the guy at the bottom down here, he don't like it. So she leaves. Well, I paid cash, and I just paid. I took the dollar and whatever cents off, the $2 off, and I paid for my food, took care of my waitress, and I'll never be back at Jonathan's again. It's no different than me charging somebody to come in my door here, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No different.
No
freaking different. And then when we stayed in Huntsville a couple of days, then we come back by that evening, a couple of days later, that place was packed. And here's how they base it. They base it on how much food you buy. She told me it was 3% on how much food you buy.
So if I went in there and got water and crackers.
Yeah. Hospitality fee.
It's the times we live in.
Yeah, boy, I'm not going to pay for their dang company. They want me to pay for everything, I guess. Anyway, I marked Jonathan's off my list.
Well, you've marked quite a few, and as long as I've known you off your list.
Yeah, we got some good ones.
You fired some restaurants, some doctors, probably a few nurses.
Yeah. I called my doctor today and told him I was coming by to get my medical records, and she said, "Was there a problem?" I said, "Yeah, I'm relocating."
Relocating my files.
Yeah. Yep. Sure am. I mean, when I walk up with that insurance card, that Blue Cross Blue Shield Tennessee, I'm hiring you.
Mm-hmm.
I just hired you. Next. But they don't look at it that way. They just, I don't know, man. Better not get sick.
Well, talking about music again, going back to your younger days and even now, who's the all-time favorite artist?
Man, the Beatles. Definitely the Beatles.
Which song?
Man, there's so many. There's so many. Hey Bulldog sticks out in my mind because getting back to Daryl Triplett when we were 12, 13 years old, learning how to play music. That was one of the songs that me and Daryl learned how to play was Hey Bulldog. And every time I hear Hey Bulldog, it goes back to Triplett in his garage over there on Harvest Drive. Well, they're banging that song out. There's so many, man. The Long and Winding Road, there are just so many. Penny Lane, I love Penny Lane, Strawberry Fields. Just any of it. That catalog just does not quit.
I was binging on some of the behind the scenes at Abbey Road. It was kind of a recent release, maybe a year or so ago, when they were just basically raw footage. And it was just crazy how just, I don't know, you think they're this intense group that's all together just working on stuff, and they were just like, all right, pick up guitar and strum a little bit, and if it didn't work, they'd walk out the door and leave the others behind, and then if it did, well, I say them, one or the other, Paul or John, but it was pretty wild. It was just like all of a sudden you'd hear a riff, and you knew that was going to be a song eventually. But yeah,
I always thought that was McCartney's band. I always thought this is McCartney's band. And then a couple of years ago, when that biography come out, you seen that, yeah, that was McCartney's band. Yeah, that was his band.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the kind of vibe all the Raw puts out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like John was. I mean, he wasn't there. Headspace wasn't there. And it was like, yeah, Paul's the captain.
Yep, he was.
So what's your take on the Eagles?
It's good stuff.
As far as so when you hear bands and you hear all the gossip going on between the artists and the bands, do you let that affect your appreciation for the music, or does it affect it?
No, bother me. You mean like their attitude and all that,
Right?
And their egos and
Yeah.
and no, I don't bother me. No. Yeah, Donna loves the Eagles. She's wanting to go to the Spear and see the Eagles.
Yeah, Kathy wants to. My brother saw them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're not in my top 15. Probably not even in my top 20.
There was a time that I really liked them. I guess I was more of a Wash fan, especially old Wash.
Yes, the solo stuff.
Yeah. What was his band? What was his old band?
Was it Barn?
No.
James Gang.
James Gang.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And apparently that's what brought the Eagles out of a rut too, because that's why they got them, I suppose.
Yeah, I prefer the James Gang and the Walt solo stuff over any of the Eagle stuff.
Favorite album?
Anything by Big Star, which was only 2 albums.
Really?
Yeah, I only done 2. I love Big Star. I love, of course, the Beatles. Then there's a band called Toy Matinee out of California. They're really great. It was a one and done. But probably, here's a favorite album. Here's one. Elton John's Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy.
Really?
Yes, that would be a top 5 I'm Taking It With Me album. And David, Welcome to the Boomtown. That'd be my second one.
I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with this thing. It keeps sinking down like.
Yeah, Captain Fantastic's great.
Oh, he had it. I mean, I remember the first song I became acquainted with, officially, I guess, with Elton John, was when Johnny Briggs was just head over heels about Funeral for a Friend. He's like, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. Calling up the radio station, calling up your buddy Ron, trying to get him to play Funeral for a Friend.
I bet that wasn't easy.
It never got him to play
I
it.
never did.
But yeah, I was like, okay, so who's this Elton John guy? Oh yeah, you just got to see this. And of course, rest is history. But Funeral for a Friend, it wasn't anything like Beanie and the Jets or anything like that.
No, it wasn't. It was not. I remember in I think it was maybe 4th grade, at Forest Hills, it was field day. Philadelphia Freedom comes on the radio. I guess somebody had a boombox out there. I don't know. I don't know how we was listening to music then. I guess it was a boombox. Philadelphia Freedom come on, so that had to be 76.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that, standing out there at field day, just kind of like, God, this is great. And that's when you found that yard to cut, then you go buy that Captain Fantastic record. I don't even think that song was even on Captain Fantastic. But it was all in that period, that time frame. Yeah, Elton John was hitting on all cylinders.
I had one album, but I don't remember what it was. It was with the amber, not the amber, but the purple sunglasses, purple shades, whatever he had on the front.
Might have been Greatest Hits or something.
It may have been a greatest, because I was always kind of a greatest hits kind of person.
Yeah, everybody had that. And then when you get that in the store, it's out the door.
Really?
You can put it out on a Friday morning, and it's gone that day. You'll never see the weekend.
Let's talk about business then. I mean, who's your big who frequents the store as far as ages?
Man, it's all over the place, Tommy. I got kids that come in here 11, 12, 13 years old, and I got some guys coming here in their 70s. It's all over the place. And these kids are not buying this new music. They're buying Elton John. They're buying CCR. They're buying Billy Joel. And then these older gentlemen, they're going back and scratching that old itch, you know. They had some Cheap Trick or some Beatles, you know. Then you got the middle-aged group. They're just not buying. The kids are not, even the middle-agers, they're not buying this new stuff. They're not. They're hearing it on what, Spotify, I guess?
Yeah.
And they'll come in here and say, if you got that, I need that Dream Police song, I need it. What's that on? I said, it's on this record, or I'll take it. So, I mean, it sells records that way. But
so what's the shiny object for them to come in to get it actual solid media?
They just want to own it.
Just like we did.
Just like we did. That's why I tell some of these kids when they come in here with their parents, parents will be like, little John, your little Lynn here, this is her first record. And I say, guys, let me tell you something. First rule of thumb getting into the records, don't let your brother, your sister, your mother, or your neighbor, or your best friend borrow your records. Don't let nobody borrow them, because you won't get them back the way you bought them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first rule of thumb. Don't loan your music out. But I think it's just owning that physical media. And it's an experience. I mean, when you sit down and listen to a record, you pull the sleeve out and you read it. I do.
Well, and I was going to ask, I mean, when they come in here, they're not just looking for it, or do they go through and scrutinize over the covers like we used to? And
I don't know. That's a good question. I've had people coming here, like you said, yeah. There was a guy coming here the other day, bought a Nazareth record, No Mercy. He said, I'm just buying this because it looks cool. I mean, so yeah, that happens, yeah. And that guy bought that record because it looked cool.
I mean, I'm just flashing back. I'm thinking like when Toto came out with Hydra. Something about that green and all that, just, and ELO. I mean, gosh,
yeah.
ELO, that saucer and Boston.
Yep.
I mean, those things just yanked me. I mean, they pulled me in.
Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. That's good marketing and good packaging, and somebody can see around the curve, because some of this stuff you're seeing now and some of this new music, it's just a lawn chair sitting out in the middle of a backyard, and they take a picture of it, and that's the album cover. You're like, what is this? It don't even look like a, whatever band it's supposed to be. I don't know what that is. But yeah, you're right. It's supposed to catch your eye.
So did any of the people come in here, or what's your take on all this AI slop coming out music-wise? I mean, they're making they're hitting the charts with this stuff. Some of them.
Well, some of these older bands, we won't mention the names, or will we? Why not? There's this new album out now by these guys that's been hitting it for 50, 60 years. I guarantee it's AI.
Really?
I bet you $1 it is. I hadn't heard it. I mean, these guys are in their 80s.
God.
Hey, if I'm in my 80s and, my fingers don't do like they used to do, and don't run it through AI, I think it's a good idea. So they're going to do it.
Well,
they're going to do it.
There's a guy on YouTube that I've watched where he actually gets the sound bites from the concerts, and he'll literally go, okay, here's this concert, now here's this concert, and now here's this concert. Look at the lines, and they just line up every which way. They're just boom, perfect. He says, now tell me that this is actually live.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't want to see nobody up there miming.
Mm-mm.
Some people just need to pack it in and go home, You're like, this looks bad. Where's your wife at? If I was, me and Rusty, God love him, he was a great friend and a great music buddy, and me and him was very close ever since high school, and played music together for 40 plus years. And his wife and my wife, we were all great friends, but we would all get together when we'd be doing gigs, and we'd tell the wives, now when we start looking like this, I want you to say something. You better say something, because we'll probably keep doing it till we die. that's where you wonder about some of these artists now. Where are their wives at saying, hey, get the shepherd's hook out, you're done? Because some of them need to get the shepherd hook out.
Well, talking about old bandmates, it kind of leads me back to when I was bringing up the fact that this channel is called something that I didn't realize was actually part of your history, which was the Late Bloomers. You were actually in a band called the Late Bloomers. Do you keep up with these guys? And not just, any of your old bandmates.
Well, me and Rusty started the Late Bloomers. Me and him and John Bloomer. And I had a list of band names. We just used to keep up with. One of them was the Late Bloomers. It was Bloomers. And then when John came in, and we found out, hey, we think we can work with this. Pulled that big list out, and then it was like, hey, this right here would be a good name. And said, let's just take it and use John's last name, which was Bloomer, Blumer.
Right.
So we just, changed the Bloomer end of it and used the Late Bloomers. And that's 20 years ago. I think we had a great run. That's longer than that. It's probably 25 years ago. We had a great run, about a 6-7 year run, and had a lot of fun. And then John's still out there doing it as the Late Bloomers. I don't know who's got playing with him, but he's got a couple of guys playing with him under the Late Bloomers, and they play around town a lot. John's a great talent, great drummer, great singer.
You still gigging?
I'm not. I think I'm probably done. I haven't done anything in a couple of years. I think my age has got a lot to do with it.
Attitude or ability or?
Age. I think it's my age. Just, if I could find the right guys, maybe. I think I'm lazy. I just don't want to woodshed no more, you know?
Right.
You'd be like, here's the set list, here's where we're going to play it. And I just don't think I got it in me anymore to want to do it anymore.
Well, it's like, Kathy got upset when I took all my guitars down. It's like, I can't play them now. My finger, it does this. And that's kind of an important finger right there on the fretboard. And it's like, now it's finally getting into that hand. But, that was disheartening when that started happening there. So I didn't know if there was anything going on like that, or just attitude.
Yeah, probably just, like I said, just my age. Just my age. Actually, we got a little hot club reunion coming up. I forgot about this. Like in 3 more weeks. My buddy Max Russell, we had a band back in the early 80s called Hot Club. Little power trio. It was really good. It's me and him and Johnny Powell. And but there's been several incarnations after that. And I think Hot Club finally run its course in the early mid-90s, I guess. Different variations, but Max was the lead sled dog on it, his songs. But we're going to do a reunion August 31st at Champions on a Monday night. And there ain't but just about 3 or 4 of us left. I think maybe 5. And so we're going to do all that here in a few more weeks. So I got to start doing some woodshedding.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I still remember the songs, some of them. But, yeah, I need to get on that.
Well, yeah, it's funny because there you were talking, while you were talking, it's like I'm seeing the TVA you were talking about, it's just old. I'm just getting old, I guess. And then you start thinking, oh, you know what? We got this coming up. I forgot all about this. And you get all smiles. And
yeah, maybe I'll get my second win. I drag my old Precision out again. That's what I told Max. He was in here a couple of weeks ago. And I said, I'll drag out my old Hot Club Precision because that was my go-to bass. That's what I played during the Hot Club days. So anyway, a few more weeks, that's going to go down. It's on a Monday night, which any night's a good night. It's not a big to-do. It's just it's about 6 of us left out of those incarnations, and so we're going to get together and hammer out some of that fatback music, as I used to call it. It wasn't rockabilly. It wasn't rock. I don't know, it had a distinctive sound. Max can write some great songs, and I always tagged it fatback music.
If that word got out, that could have been a catchphrase.
It could have been. I think Tommy Kinkle I think he's going to record it. He's bringing this little mobile unit in there to see if he can. He'll have he's going to have his hands full cleaning it up. I guarantee he will.
Didn't he have his own music store?
Yeah,
you sent me to him to get when I was looking for a guitar 30 years ago or something. You sent me over there.
Yeah, Max's Music on Jackson Highway. Yeah, Max was there for a few years on the left.
Yeah.
He had a good little run in there. Yeah, Max knows how to work on a guitar. He can set it up and make it play like butter. He's been doing it a long time.
Oh, yeah. Every time we go out to, well, we haven't been in a long time, but every time we used to go out to eat and they had a venue, he would usually be there.
Yeah. Max been a long time friend. I mean, he was known each other since 79 or 80, I guess. Go way back. Like I said, he was in here the other day. He sells records. He's got a little antique mall he sells records out of, and he's doing very well with it. And he's always been a big music head. He turned me on to a lot of music back in the day. Webb Wilder. Never heard of Webb Wilder till he turned me on to him. Played a lot of music with Max, too.
So where do you get your records from?
Well, I got 3 wholesalers that I buy direct from. And then on all my new stuff, I buy my CDs and my albums from them, and a few incidentals, turntables, speakers, stuff like that, needles, cleaning supplies. And then all my used, pre-loved, as we call it, records, CDs, cassettes. I got about 6 or 7 guys in the Southeast, wholesalers that I'm able to buy from, and they sell me great quality. The quality is just impeccable. And that's one thing we do around here. When I first opened this store, I put quality one. You put quality one, quality in anything pays off. And I think that's a reputation. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I hear it from people that you put out a good product, you take time, and all that matters. And yeah, I'm a little more expensive than some places, but the quality, you're back. You'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be back. And it's paid off. I mean, it's paid off. I just got some real good sources. Like I said, the guys I get my used stuff from, they're older guys, and they're depleting their storage lockers and their inventory and their personal collection, and I'm able to tap in on it.
Now, you never did tap into your collection, did you?
Well, I have been.
Have you?
I have been.
Because you had quite a room full of records last time I saw.
Yeah. I've had people come in and stuff I didn't have. You know, I pull it out of my collection. I've sold it to people. I'll be like, I'm 63 years old, about to be 63. I hadn't listened to this record in 30 years. Let somebody have it that's going to enjoy it. Pass it on, So I do.
Yeah.
And because probably I got it on CD. It's a lot easier to listen to on CD. Don't take nowhere near as much room. But, yeah, I've been selling a lot of records out of my private collection.
Now, I heard you saying earlier, talking to somebody, that you were selling the fire out of CDs. Are they selling more than albums?
Well, the pecking order used to be albums or vinyl, records, LPs. And then it was probably, CDs, then cassettes. But CDs have really picked up in the last 2 years. I mean, they're not out selling albums, but they could, I think, if they would put CD players back in cars, because they took them away from you. The man took them away from you.
It's funny because there was who was it? A young person. Oh, Kathy's granddaughter. She says, "Yeah, you got an old car. You've got a CD in your car." At least she knew what it was.
Yep. Yeah, CDs sell. It's been a couple of years ago. This is a great story. It's been a couple, 3 years ago. It was hot one summer. These 2 girls walked up to the register, and one of them had a couple of CDs, and the other had a couple of cassettes. They looked like they might have been 16. And she said, "Are these cassettes and CDs?" I said, "Yes, they are." And she said, "Well, we want to get these." And one of the CDs she had was a Elvis Presley CD. I can't remember what the other ones were. but we made the transaction, and she says, I've got a CD cassette player combo in my car I just got. She says, would you come in here and show me how to use it? And I said, sure. I said, let me get caught up here. And so we got to where there's nobody in here, so I told him, I said, let's go out here in your car. So we go out the back here. And she's got I think it was a Nissan Stance, I think is what it was, like a 98 maybe. And it was a dual cassette CD player. So I get in behind get in the driver's side. Everything's working on it. And I said, you girls are playing music. And so I stuck out Elvis CD there and had that thing cooking. Well, they get in it, and they start to drive off, all the windows down, and these two 16-year-olds were driving by in my parking lot with the windows down, and Suspicious Minds by Elvis Presley was playing. And I was just like, God, this is some kind of movie moment right here. And they come back. I hadn't seen them in a while, but for a while they was coming back, and they was buying CDs. So yeah, the CD market, if they hadn't took them away from you, would still be strong. They are making them. Some artists have CDs available, like Taylor Swift, of course. Some of the other artists have CDs available, but they're so dang expensive for the small independent record store guy to buy them. They won't like me to pay $18 for the CD and then turn around and sell it for $20.
Yeah.
Well, second grade math tells me that's not a good investment.
Right.
So I don't know who's buying them. But if they would drop the price, maybe $7, $8 for the wholesale price, and then let me sell them for $15, yeah, we could sell them. But greed's kicked in, and CDs are so much cheaper to make than an album. So much cheaper.
What about tapes? You sell tapes?
Tapes, yeah. There's a little cassette market. It's really picked up in the last couple of years. They go in spurts, but I do sell, I'd say on the average, just on the average, I might sell, I'm here, 16 days a month, just guessing off the top of my head, I might sell 20 cassettes a month.
So what would young Mark Sandlin think walking in a store like this? Kind of left Food World and walking in here?
Probably about like when I used to walk into Turning Point down on Tennessee Street when I was 16 or 14 or 15. Hey, I'm here to stay. That's where you'd find me, is down at Turning Point. Johnny Weaver used to run Turning Point. Found out Johnny died probably 15, 20 years ago. And, man, Johnny turned me on to a lot of music. But, yeah, this is kind of my store here is kind of a play off of that store I remember growing up in. But, yeah, be like, I found me a home.
You think subconsciously you kind of modeled it after it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no doubt. I mean, you got to have that. Yeah, you got to have that old 70s, 60s vibe to it. Like I said, just don't have the black light posters but I get a lot of kids coming here, man. They're like, man, this place is cool. It's like stepping back in time. And like I said, that's part of the experience that you're selling. Don't have the corporate vibe. Tower Records got the corporate vibe.
So is there anything that you would have done different up until this point?
In what way? In life or the store or careers?
Yeah, no, just the store. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues we could have taken in life. But just you're thinking about the store and putting it together.
No, I got it just the way I want it, Tommy. I got it not too big, not too little. Got it just the way I want it. Do I want to expand? No. Do I want to add multiple levels of different styles of turntables and all that stuff? No, I don't.
Was this the first place you found, this location? Or did you look at other places?
I looked at other places. I looked at a lot of other places, really. Me and a buddy even talked about doing a business venture together, but everything was for rent, and I just didn't want to rent. And then right in the middle of COVID, I kind of got, prayed up about it. It's like, can I do this? And I want to do this. Do I need to do it? And then this building popped up. And right in the middle of dang COVID, I bought it. And, didn't have to rent it. It was for sale, and I bought it. Actually, this for sale sign was laying in the ground out there. It was covered up. Couldn't even see it.
Did you have to do much renovation?
Not much. I put new windows in it. And put new flooring down, throwed some paint on it, and pretty much that was it. Got a great deal on it. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good investment at the time, and it still is. I got a real estate agent that's wanting the place, and she said, when you pull up stakes, she says, I want this building. She said, there's no real estate offices down here. I said, okay. So, but yeah, bought it, sunk a little money in it, and it's been a good, solid little building. But like I said, it stays in the black. That's all I want. If it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. I could stay open Mondays and Tuesdays, and I could hire somebody, but I don't want to. And I'm dang sure not going to hire one of my friends,
Right.
You don't do business with friends or family. And I'd rather hire a complete stranger than hire a friend. And so I either run it by myself or my wife helps me, and if not, I just close it down. I'll see you next week. It ain't like I'm selling prescription drugs here. It ain't like something you can wait.
Right.
Yeah, you can wait.
That's the beauty there. I mean, it's like, hey, they're not open. We're going to call the district manager Friday.
And when I get here, it's at 10-ish. I'm 10-ish. It's not automatically 10. I know it says 10 to 6, but I'm 10-ish.
Well, it's getting late, Mark, and I appreciate all the time you allow me to just set this thing up. And
That's been great.
I'd like to, maybe we could do this again.
Yeah, heck yeah, we'll do it again and not make it about me. Like I'm sitting there answering a bunch of questions.
No, I mean, it's been back and forth. I just,
I'm doing all the dang talking.
Hey, like I said, I'm the Joe Rogan, and you're the guest.
Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan. Yeah, maybe get some folks in here like we talked on the side. And between me and you, I think we could get some interesting people in here.
Well, if we do that, yeah, I mean, we just have to kind of get serious about it because the equipment that I got won't handle more than dose.
Okay.
So I just have to look at some equipment that would accommodate that, which I've got my eye on, and it's not that big a deal.
So this just 2-channel board, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just for just this kind of situation. But I've got my eye on something just about like that for not too bad.
Yeah, I think between both of us, we get some interesting people in here and have some fun and learn something. Not do the mainstream.
Right. Well, I tell you, I mean, I'm getting more. I watch podcasts more because it's just so laid back, and plus you get to see the inside of stuff in people that you never saw before.
Right.
They open up from down inside. They're not being fed like you said, the corporate questions and stuff, and they're just talking, mano a mano.
You know who I think's a great interviewer? I think Conan O'Brien is a great interviewer.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Nobody's better than Carson, but
no.
There's an interview with Conan and Paul McCartney, and I've seen, like everybody else, no telling how many Paul McCartney interviews and Beatle interviews. But there's this one I seen a few years ago. It's McCartney and Conan O'Brien. I've never seen McCartney laughing and just carrying on being just one of the guys.
Yeah.
Than that interview. Conan O'Brien and Paul McCartney.
Have you ever watched Rick Beato?
Yeah, Rick's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donna hates him. She don't hate him. She don't. When I turn it on there, she'll be, oh no, not the gray-headed guy, because he's talking music.
Well,
I know that's why she don't like it. She's not into music. She's just not into
No,
the
wait.
music.
I mean, okay, that's for another day, I guess.
Yeah, she's just, my wife cares nothing about music. Yeah, if I put it on the gray-headed guy, she's like, no.
I love him.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
I mean, he says it like it is, too.
Yeah, he does. Tells it like it is.
There's somebody, I don't know, there's somebody he's been after trying to get on to interview, and
We've been trying to get McCartney on there, but he won't come on there.
That's what it was. What was it?
I don't know.
It was he couldn't get to his contacts, or it was like my person's trying to get hold of your person's, and they're just not talking. Or and if it was Paul McCartney, I don't know if it was him or.
Yeah, McCartney's one of them. Yeah, McCartney's one of them.
But there's others. Like, did you see his interview with Sting?
I don't think so.
That was good because I don't remember who it was. Sting brought somebody with him, and it's like all his guests. They don't really know what to expect for some reason.
Yeah,
and they're real tight. And then 30 minutes into it, they're loose and ready. I mean, because he speaks their language.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, Sting and this other guy are playing right there. And I mean, I don't know. Beato just knows what to talk about and what to stay away from.
Yeah, he knows about. If he gets some guys like Robin Trower in there to talk about gear, they talk about gear for an hour and a half, and I'm just like, okay, let's talk about something else besides gear. That's all they talk about is gear. Which that's okay. It's just not my thing.
Well, I don't watch everything he does, but there's some. Well, he just did one about AI too, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of that. He's spot on about it too.
Yeah.
He's spot on about all that. And they've been threatening to shut his YouTube channel down.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube is overrated. I found out. I finally got a paycheck because I had that one video just go crazy, and so it afforded me to be a partner. And so, we're a partner. We're going to make it big now.
Partner.
And so, but yeah, all the other videos, they just get, maybe 100 views, 200 views. This one got like 400,000 views.
That's crazy.
It was. I don't know what it was that set it off, but it just exploded. And it wasn't worth it, but it did. But the thing is, it was three little figures. I'll put it that way. It's one time, three little figures. I may get two figures this next time, and we're talking it'll fit in my billfold. But these guys, plus YouTube just changed their rules too, as far as being qualified for it. They've upped it, almost doubled it, of the number of views you got to have, the number of hours that are watched, and all that.
So that's a formula you got to have to qualify before they'll put it up.
Yep. But before they pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you can put anything you want to out there, but
before you get revenue out of it.
Yeah, and you got to jump through a lot of hoops. And I wasn't trying to jump through hoops. It's just that one took off, and it's like, gosh, give me the reins and let me figure this out. We're not going to make anything from after that, and I don't care if I do or not. That was fun. It was a fun ride.
It's all about fun. Yeah, it's kind of like playing music. We always looked at it as, I'm not in it for the money. We got daytime jobs. We're in it for the fun. And if it's not fun no more, I'm out because I got a job. But that's how you got to go into it. It's just, hey, I'm here to have fun.
Yeah.
Take it too serious, it's no fun.
Well, I know it's getting late. Well, it is late, and you got to go, and I got to wrap up.
The old clock on the wall says it's...
All right, Mark. I appreciate it.
Ah, man. Spock out.